For months, attorneys for the government have argued that Senior Justice John Isaacs strayed from judicial review principles when he ruled that former Deputy Director of Prosecution Cheryl Grant-Bethel should receive 90% of her legal costs. This, of course, after suing the government for overlooking her for the top post of Director of Public Prosecutions in the Attorney General's office. But today, those attorneys withdrew the argument. Brian Sims QC, who represented former Attorney General John Delaney in the case, agreed. Grant-Bethel's lead attorney, Wayne Monroe, spoke with reporters following the 10-minute hearing, stressing that, contrary to what some may think, the matter is not about the money.
More importantly, what this case was fundamentally about was about a very important post, the Director of Public Prosecution. I've read yesterday the Honorable Attorney General said that there are 400 men charged with murder on bail. There are a number of them charged with murder still in prison. We're up to 60 plus murders this year. Yet from the point that Mr. Clinton and I started this case before Justice Isaacs, the Attorney General of the Bahamas has not prosecuted any murder case. The DPP that they chose to appoint has not prosecuted any murder case. I am not aware of either of the deputy DPPs prosecuting any case. It's a complete failure of leading from the front.
Jamaican attorney Vinette Graham-Allen was appointed DPP instead of the veteran prosecutor. Now, as far as Mr. Monroe sees things, that made no sense.
In a time when we have a serious crime surge, for them to have the premier prosecutor in the Bahamas in the person of Cheryl Grant-Bethel in law reform and revision and not at the DPP, not as DPP, is an indictment first on Mr. Ingram's government, who began the dumbness, and it is an indictment on Mr. Christie's government if he lets the dumbness continue.
And as for the next step, well, Mrs. Grant-Bethel told us,
I was very pleased with the decision taken today in court to withdraw the appeal against the decision of Senior Justice John Isaacs, which I felt was a sound one. It takes me that much closer to a final resolution of this matter, and I was pleased that the Christie administration took that strong and bold step. I am also looking forward to my two very competent attorneys being properly remunerated and to receive the money for the works that they have done and the success which they enjoyed in relation to that matter.
Now, sources close to our newsroom say that Mrs. Grant-Bethel could receive anywhere between $1.2 and $2 million. As for how soon she receives that payment, we'll just have to wait and see. Reporting for JCN News, I'm Sasha Lightbourne.